For the very latest news from Thailand, this is the fabulous Pattaya Media Group. If you could like and subscribe, well, that would be amazing. Thank you so much.
Customs officers have arrested a Turkish man after discovering more than 12 kilograms of cocaine concealed inside coffee and chocolate packaging in his luggage at Bangkok airport. The suspect had just arrived on a flight from Brazil when officers intercepted him. He is now being held in Bangkok while police attempt to establish who was due to receive the drugs and whether he was working as part of a larger international trafficking network. The civil service examination fraud scandal continues to grow, with investigators now widening their inquiries far beyond those who paid to have their answer papers altered and those who actually carried out the changes. Authorities are now looking into claims that the scam may have been operating for years and are asking just how high the corruption reached within the system. Many believe that the alteration of thousands of examination papers could never have gone unnoticed by senior officials, and investigators are now tracing the brokers who allegedly collected money from candidates and their families before passing much of it on to those responsible for fixing the results. More than 400,000 applicants competed for just 6,669 government vacancies, and police now believe the network may have collected in excess of 4 billion baht by promising guaranteed appointments. Original examination papers are reportedly retained for between 2 and 3 years, giving investigators plenty of opportunity to revisit previous examinations. That prospect, we're told, has left more than a few government employees feeling rather nervous. Investigators say the gang obtained answer sheets from examination centres, transported them to a house in Nonthaburi where they were altered before the revised results were re-entered into the national computer system. As one mainstream Thai newspaper put it, it required access to examination materials, technical expertise, logistics support, and insider cooperation. And in a completely unrelated examination scam, a 57-year-old man caught sitting a civil service entrance exam on behalf of a 28-year-old applicant offered an unusual explanation when officials questioned why he looked nothing like the photograph on the candidate's identification. He claimed chemotherapy had made him appear considerably older. The explanation failed to convince officials, and he was promptly arrested after attempting to sit the examination at a Bangkok university. In Thailand's far south, away from the tourist areas and close to the Malaysian border, gunmen stormed 2 petrol stations in Pattaya before detonating explosive devices. The attackers ordered staff and security guards to evacuate before setting off the bombs, triggering intense fires at both locations. No group has yet claimed responsibility, although similar attacks have occurred periodically in the region over the years. The Thai Meteorological Department is forecasting further rain across much of the country over the next 24 hours, with heavy rain in many areas and very heavy falls expected in parts of the east and along the southern west coast. As the southwest monsoon strengthens over the Andaman Sea, the Gulf of Thailand, and much of the country, residents are being warned to watch for flash flooding, forest runoff, and rapidly rising water levels, particularly in foothill communities and low-lying areas. Boat operators have also been advised to proceed with caution and avoid sailing through thunderstorms wherever possible. The Natural Resources and Environment Minister has travelled to Nakhon Ratchasima to announce what he described as the final resolution to a dispute stretching back more than 40 years. 3 large resorts, whose legal appeals have now been exhausted, have been ordered to demolish their buildings within 15 days after being found to have encroached on protected forest land. The minister said the move is intended both to restore fairness to long-established villages and to demonstrate that the law will be enforced against investors who illegally occupy national park land.
Meanwhile, closer to home,
Thailand continues to react to the shocking death of the teenage street worker allegedly murdered by an Australian expatriate in Jomtien. Questions continue to mount, many of which deserve clear answers. It is already established that the victim, believed to have been either 16 or 17 years old, was selling sexual services when she was approached by the man who later admitted causing her death. As a point of reference, Thais refer to a newborn as being 1, which makes actual ages somewhat confusing. What remains unclear is whether she was working independently as a freelancer or employed by a bar. Police almost certainly know the answer, and that information is expected to emerge soon. Should a bar have employed an underage worker, its operators could face very serious criminal charges. Her family say she had only been in Pattaya for a matter of days, while others claim she had been working using a false identity card to avoid police attention. The suspect's account of what happened has also raised questions. He claims he acted in self-defense after being threatened with a knife, yet there has been no confirmation that such a weapon has ever been found. Investigators note that the scratches and injuries found on the suspect were clearly not self-inflicted, but exactly how they were sustained remains part of the ongoing investigation. What is beyond dispute is that he kept the young woman's body inside his rented room for around 18 hours before placing it in a suitcase and abandoning it beside Railway Road. The full post-mortem examination may take some time to complete, but it should establish the precise cause of death, whether there was evidence of a struggle, and clarify many of the questions that still remain unanswered. Meanwhile, Simon Carman, who had reportedly been living in Pattaya for several months, has virtually no prospect of bail and is expected to be transferred to a remand prison once police questioning has been completed. Normality has now returned to Pattaya's nightlife following the election-related closures, with bars and entertainment venues once again open for business. Good news perhaps for the tourists who are here, but many business owners admit trading conditions remain extremely difficult. The traditional low season, combined with the effects of recent instability in the Middle East on long-haul travel, has seen visitor numbers from Europe and other Western countries fall noticeably. Businesses that have successfully attracted Thai customers and long-term expatriates are expected to fare reasonably well. But for those paying premium rents in the entertainment districts while relying on short-stay holidaymakers, the outlook remains challenging. Ironically, for visitors, this may be one of the best times to come to Pattaya, with hotels, restaurants and bars all offering discounts and promotions rarely seen during the high season. And at City Hall, it's back to business, after the weekend election saw the current mayor and his team comfortably return to office. After stepping back from official duties during the election period, as required under the regulations, there's now a backlog of work waiting. At the same time, the administration will be expected to begin delivering on the promises made during the campaign, as it looks to strengthen Pattaya's position as both a business centre and one of Thailand's leading tourist destinations. And finally, the weather. There is every chance of storms developing this afternoon as weather systems continue to move across the country. Expect a hot and humid day with highs of around 35 degrees, dropping to 28 over.
Local and national news today from Fabulous Pattaya Media Group. And to get a notification every time we release another bulletin or programme, like and subscribe to our channel, Fabulous Pattaya Media Group, by using the link below.